Welcome in, boys. Wilson time. We are here. Well, I'm here. Just like Nut said, shout out to the Nut for keeping the poly going. I understand how hard it is to like put together this content. It's already a grind on a daily basis, but then when you suffer a loss, especially when it's the first round of the playoffs there, it's extremely difficult to find the motivation, drive to go talk about that and relive it. Yet here we are. Just like Nat said, the show must go on. And I brought these bad boys in for us too. Just a little reminder that I still am the 3-time champion back to back. So I'm just trying to hold on to anything, grasping at straws really, because what a painful fucking week it was. Congrats, Trone. I mean, just went out there and taught a lesson. There was literally nothing I could really conjure up in my head. No excuses. Dude, I don't understand what happened to the blue wall. They used to be at least respectable, and now they're just a pile of trash. I don't know. Maybe they need Kiko Alonso back out there. But Drake May going out there, he didn't even throw a touchdown pass, but the 2 rushing touchdowns, which is definitely worse. I'd rather you just toss the rock to somebody. And then those Trevion plays. I mean, what's kind of a little bit of a bummer, because I'm really bad at following sleeper and watching more of my sleeper updates and stuff to see everything at the same time than actually paying attention to TV. But while I'm watching it though, it's behind on the stream compared to sleeper. So I'm seeing the plays go ahead of time. And but this time around with that game, I was actually watching the game or watching the TV at least. And then I see in the group me, wow, Trey, Hendo. And I see the play and it's dude, he already had the one big play for the TD, and I was like, all right, that's cool. You get your one. But then that second play coming in, it's dude, you get stopped behind the line. And I'm like, oh, dude, maybe he fumbled. Here we go. Let's get some momentum, build on it. And instead, just breaks away for 60 yards. I'm like, all right. Pretty much in that moment, it's yep, we're going to need some miracles to start happening, or just my dudes to actually start fucking doing something. And lo and behold, they didn't. Just the same old bullshit. So yeah, Cleaner, I definitely disagree. I never want to go into the playoffs on a losing streak. Never again. I don't give a shit about the hoodoo voodoo bolt, all the woo-woo shit. No. It's done. I'm done. That's what happens. But yeah, so craziness. I did want to speak to the Podly and Nuts message in there, because I feel this season there was definitely some points in time where, and it's been talked about with whether it's the management or are we paying attention, or do you care kind of thing. And I totally agree with Nut. I thought he did a really good job of putting it into perspective. If it's a question of care, I mean, really, when you're talking about the league dues in the house, right? It's $600 plus your flight, regardless of if you're not flying across the country, or if we're, Oregon boys are flying down to Cali or vice versa, it's always going to be I don't know, at least $300 to $400. And so for us, it's $1,000 you're all in. So I don't know. It's crazy to me to think about a question of caring in the league when you're spending that kind of money. Because then it's if you have $1,000, what else could you be doing that you actually care about then? You know what I'm saying? Which is just, I don't know. It's food for thought. I thought Nut just did a good job putting perspective there. Hey, there's a member of the Wilson Time crew back there if you could see him.
Fucking winner right here.
Yeah. No, I gotta say, dude, when Diz, after the Kyle Pitts legacy game, just going through it on Sunday, the man was acting like he already won a championship. and rightfully so. I mean, and I'll get into that more later, but no, I think it's a fair question to be asking about, if you're not necessarily caring, then is it about the camaraderie part going to the draft? And I know there's different like parts of it too that are more like people value more, but I don't know, man. $1,000, that guy cares, But I also I don't want to question, because I don't want it to come off as that like anybody's really coming at anybody, but it is like maybe just a fair question to yourself. Like, yeah, what am I doing? What am I getting out of it? So I don't know. Just food for thought. Yeah, of course, care about all you guys, and I care about beating you guys too. That's why I want more of these. But yeah, let's talk about what happened. First off, I got to do a little shout out. As much as my team fell apart at the end, and honestly too, you know what? Fuck all you guys, because at the draft, I remember everybody talking about my squad being a Sacco bound, like I was already destined to go to the sewers. And guess what, motherfuckers? I should have never doubted myself in my drafting abilities, nor my trades. Hey, air yards master right here. Now, he did lose me probably 1 week, 2 weeks, potentially. But look how cool that motherfucker is. Tomcat, shout out. I'm drafting him on my team next year. Get at me. The rest of my team, dude, even Igbokwe, like, I loved Igbokwe. I still love Igbokwe. It's just what happened, man. It's like put him on the back of the milk carton. He's gone. He's missing. Somebody please find him. I think he's in the sewers with Pennywise down there where the rest of the gang is. But yeah, talking about other matchups, craziness to me that we didn't see the Monday Night Miracle between Cal and Jesse. Like, I thought it was there. I wasn't watching the game mainly because I was kind of pissed off about losing, but I was still following along on Sleeper a bit. And dude, just fuck this guy right here, Arthur Smith. This is why, like, Jesse, I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at your team and I'm like, why is Aaron Rodgers on the goddamn squad? Like, the dude has sucked all year. He's had like one finish over the top 20, I think, in the last 6 weeks. And it's just, but beyond Aaron Rodgers, this guy, look at him. He looks like a goon bag. Like, just, I was so disappointed because it was right there in the grass for Jesse. But then Arthur Smith has to step in. It's like, you know what? Let's go ahead and run Jonnu Smith in there for a fucking rushing touchdown. On top of that, you already had Cam Hayward score a rushing touchdown earlier in the game. Like, yeah, they won, but like, what the fuck is Arthur Smith's offense? It never makes sense. Even with the elite talent that he's got to coach. Say what you want about DK, the dude's an athletic freak. Use him. Before that, Bijan, use him. Even Drake London, I think. Kyle Pitts. Which, speaking of which, segues into, I think, the matchup. I mean, probably one of the craziest matchups that we've seen in years. Maybe of all time. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. If you think about the storyline behind this, you got Diz, 6-8. No one's ever made the playoffs at 6-8. And then you have Nut with the most points per game of all time. I mean, arguably the best team of all time. You know, I'd say the one argument about that, Nut, and we'll get into this later, but you know, different time eras and everything, auction, you know, standard, snake, or whatever. I mean, that's why people always argue about my rings being a little bit less because, standard, not auction era. Anyway, semantics. David versus Goliath, though, dude. I mean, watching Kyle Pitts' legacy game unfold like before my eyes, and I mean, of course, watching like every time Kyle Pitts touched the ball, Diz's eyes were like, whoop. Looked like a cartoon character over there. It was just insane. I mean, talk about a full circle moment for this league to always shit on Kyle Pitts. And I'm one of them. I mean, I've hated on Kyle Pitts hard. And for that motherfucker to come back around and put up the most points he's ever had, that any tight end's ever had, I'm pretty sure, in one game. I think I've heard that somewhere. It's just crazy. But for Diz to finish out the job, and I mean, yeah, it's just speechless. Just crazy to actually see it happen. And it's just more wild too, because like here I am thinking to myself, okay, if I do beat Pate, then I play either Nut or Diz. So I've been rooting for Diz, of course, this whole time. And for like to see that start that way and then to lose later on, that was like an extra deep cut for me, because I'm like, God damn it, dude, there was a path laid out there. Not saying that I beat Diz, but I mean, I'm like miles a lot more against fucking Diz than Nut. And yeah, for that to go away. But dude, for Nut, I mean, we learn this lesson over and over, and we try not to, but sometimes just that's the funny thing about fantasy, is that there's lessons that we learn, and sometimes we can't escape those lessons even after we've learned them so many times, and we know that we don't want to go there again, but sometimes it just happens and you're forced to be taught. And here we are. I mean, I was just, obviously not great season. It's crazy to think how many points you were scoring. And it was giving me very much shades of the year that Garrett won the championship, set the record for points per game, that Kareem Hunt, Todd Gurley. But, dude, I was just like, when you were talking about decision fatigue, I get that for sure. But, man, dude, the fatigue must have really been eating at your – well, I guess Kyle Pitts and the fatigue were just, like, double fucking your mind over there. I was just blown away. And, like, Michael Wilson's been cool. But, man, you've been listening to me preach about the goddamn Texans. You were talking about on the pod league before that. And then I'm like, bro, I didn't realize that you sat Mike Evans until the games had already started, or the game already started that week, or Thursday, God. And I was just like, there's no way that he sat Mike. I mean, you want to pick them up. Like, this is the time to use them. I don't know. But that just goes to show, too. I mean, again, the lessons that we keep learning, like, sometimes it starts your studs. And I know you got your dudes, but, like, you start your studs, right? And, I mean, unless that matchup's crazy, but that's the finicky thing, is, like, I feel like in this situation, you just got to do it. But, like, at the same time, if you let that shit creep in your mind there, dude, you're going to get taught. And it's never fun to learn that one. Let's just talk about this real quick. The Dallas Goedert saga throughout the season was just so funny to me. So, I mean, I drafted him for what? I think $2, maybe $1 off. He was my last pick of the draft. And obviously he was teaching for me to trade him to Alec. I got shit on because I traded for Tomcat. And then on top of it, he gets traded over to Jaden, which that trade got a little bit shit on. But for him to come around, again, full circle moment, and Jaden get to use him to beat, I guess it was Nick. God, I can't remember. It's already a black hole to me. But, yeah, to beat Nick there, just like, I bet Jaden's got to feel such relief. And also, like, low-key, that he's been nice. Like, I feel like that was – Dallas Goedert has played a key part in 3 different teams this year and has done things for those teams that have helped them like be good or win or whatever. So there you go, Goddard. Fuck the Eagles though. And yeah, Nick, talk about your matchup in a sec, but it's just I don't know if you're just like destined for it. And it would be crazy too, because I don't think we've had a rookie come in and go straight to a Sacco and win it. So me watching you with a very keen eye. Bounce back over to the last matchup from first round, dude. I love this pick, dude. Okay, Cleaner. I can't even just like say it enough. The luck, and I get it. There's a lot of luck in fantasy, but dude, like yours is so evident. It's like it is just up in your face. I can't not see it. Like that whole and Red, Red, you were asleep at the wheel. You admit it, you said it, but like regardless, for Trev to get picked up, literally like 10 minutes before the games kick off, it's like, cool. Let me slide you right in there, Trev, who you've been either mid to shitty your entire career so far, and just go out there, put up his best game. I mean, talk about a wild weekend for a first round of playoffs and just legacy games for guys that have been around. And it's like, where the hell has this been the entire time? Yet we're going to see it right now, first round of the playoffs. Insane to me. But I always thought, too, that Trev just looks like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. Which Sunshine was cool. I like, yeah, he was good. So I got no problems with Trev. It's just, he's a doofus to me. And he's Jar Jar Binks. Look, like, straight up, just blows my mind. But I mean, also at the same time too, you throw any mid QB in there, like Cleaner, you definitely top, bud. I think, and it's always nice, like when you really lay the hammer down, especially in that first round. It's like you're setting the precedent, like, all right, don't fuck with me. That sledgehammer, buddy. And yeah, I just think like. I don't know. I thought your team was good. The QB thing was a big question mark, but honestly, like I'm obviously a believer in CD. We'll get into that in a sec. But yeah, kudos on you. Oh, and I guess I should mention Red. Well, speaking, you can be part of the swine sewer down there. Yeah, Red. It's like you have the recipe to make it there to the playoffs and then get all the way you made to the finals last year. But I don't know. Maybe you should really listen to the Podly on that decision fatigue because I feel like it becomes you. And you can't also text me in the morning and ask me my opinion with the machine. And then if I get it wrong, be pissed at me or pissed at the machine. In fact, I'd rather you be pissed at me than the machine. Swine, Gobby, meat, swine. This is you, Gobby. I don't care if you won. You are that right there. Look at his mouth. For some reason I feel like you like want to get up in that in some way. I do like the snout though. That is an impressive snout. Yeah, I mean honestly, like the matchup between Gobby and Trike pretty much played out to how I thought it would play out. And I think like Trike, the team, you had all the injuries and everything, and it's just like the team's just not there. But also, like, I don't know. I guess I would go look at the waiver because I'd probably play some dudes off there over like a couple of guys. Like, dude, I don't care who has Io Manor. It's the goddamn Titans. They suck balls. Jimmy is the only thing I'm relying on. I don't care if Tony Pollard. I dished him for $10. Titans suck. If you got a Titan, it better be Chimmy. And fuck that dude anyways. Get them all off your team. Get somebody else. But Gobby, congrats. You didn't get the Sacco. I was definitely rooting for you to go get that and punish you extremely hard. But I guess I guess you're just good enough. But at least you got your baby. You can go, hang out with your baby now. Don't have to worry about Sacco nightmares anymore. Just dream about swine. But let's break it down. Man, it sucks too because Nut asked me if losing in the first round, which was worse, right? Is losing in the first round of the playoffs worse, or losing in this, like in the first round of the Sacco, like the Seward Championship there? And I'm like, by far, it's losing in the first round. And the reason I say that is because, like, in the Sewers, like, yeah, you lost, you lose another, you're gonna, like, you have a chance to go to the Sacco, or you'll go to the Sacco, I guess, if you did lose the other. But it's like, when you're going into the next matchup, there's still like this feeling of like nervous excitement. You get a little fluttery. You're like, man, I can kind of smell the ripeness of the sewer down there. It just, makes you like get your hair sticking up there. You get the chills. So there's like that. You still have something like you're definitely playing for, something meaningful. But you lose in the first round, the playoffs, and it's like, okay, you did everything to get yourself there. I mean, that's the first step, right? Make the playoffs. And it's like, especially if you feel like you have a good team, where like Nutty has definitely felt. I felt like I fell in ass backwards. So like, but at the end of the day, you still did, like, you put all this work in, all this time to get there, and then just to lose in the first round. And it's like, there's something left to prove. And all there is, though, is just a feeling of emptiness. And what do I do with my life? But let's break it down, since these guys actually did make it on to the next round. So going into our semis, we have Diz and Jalen's Jugsuckers, the number 8 seed, playing Trone, Drake, Trev, Lawrence, May. It's actually not a bad name. At number 5. I was breaking this down, and I was just like, it seems just crazy to me that Diz is actually here. But, like, I also noticed the projection for Diz is higher. And it's mind-boggling to me. And I guess maybe it's the Kyle Pitts bump up. I don't know. But all I do know is that we just watched David take down Goliath, and now he's going against Trone, like, your team has been pretty rock solid. It's been steady. I haven't really seen, like, even Olave, which pisses me off, but he's actually, like, doing things, and the Saints don't look so ass. It's just like, and I guess you got Phillip Rivers out there without Pierce. So this is like a pretty goddamn tight matchup. And I guess you kind of expect that when, you have like a middle of the pack guy, and like Diz is kind of like surging at the right time. So they feel very even. But I'm going Diz. I mean, dude, if Drake London doesn't play again, Kyle Pitts going against Arizona, I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's interesting. I don't know if, like, Kyle Pitts is not going to do that again. But then again, though, I mean, COD was saying that about Trevion. And speaking of Trevion, going against Baltimore's D, like, I mean, the Patriots are just on. As much as it pains me because I hate the Patriots, they're just on. And A.J. Brown is doing things like Jalen Hurts has finally figured out. The nice counter, like, balance between this matchup, though, is you got Jalen Hurts on Diz, and then you got A.J. Brown over on Trone's side. So it's like, for Diz, you can kind of counteract that a bit with the A.J. Brown. Like, okay, if he gets 6 points, but you get 4. So it's like, okay, unless it's like a big play where A.J. Brown gets a shit ton of yards. Like, yeah, it helps Jalen Hurts, but Brown accumulates them faster. So, I don't know. It's going to be a pretty tight matchup. I don't know if I like the Hunter Henry play, but I mean, like, Trone's, it's, from last year where Trone couldn't seem to start the right lineup. He's actually been just starting the right lineup, and that, like he had to make a couple shuffles, you know. So I actually give him some props there and like put together a nice team. I've been riding Trevion's fucking dick over here the entire time. Obviously, try to get him from COD, and I think that's a difference maker. But I don't know, man. This is just like his squad, those joke suckers. They got something in that milk, I guess, because I'm just feeling him. He's got that vibe. Up next, we got Cal, number 3, the reigning champion, trying to go for a back-to-back against the luckiest man in the world, Cleaner, number 6. This is like, it's interesting because I think if I go back a week and Patrick Mahomes doesn't tear his ACL and Devontae Adams isn't as banged up or could play or whatever, I don't know. I would definitely be taking Cal's team just strictly because like it was between Nutt and Cal's team. Like Cal quietly was also breaking the points per game record while like all the attention's on Nutt. So Cal's team was definitely a team that like I not necessarily want to play. But like right now, just the injuries are kind of like picking apart Cal's team. It's like a vulture just coming there, pulling out an eyeball. Where Cleaner, I mean, he's surging. Like, dude, you just put up the most points you had all season last week. I feel like you got better matchups than you did last week. So I'm strictly, I have to pick Cleaner because I don't want Cal getting a back-to-back, and Cleaner's got the dogs to do it. And quite frankly, too, like I don't think Cleaner's projection is quite like accurately reflecting his squad. And he's got some sneaky dudes on there, right? Like D Wall, dude. Like fuck D Wall, but it is crazy that I mean we just saw him put 2 touchdowns up. It is with the new QB, but it's also with the giving up hope Cincinnati Bengals over there, and they're also the worst against tight ends. It's going to be very interesting there. Now, the Ravens D against New England, I don't recommend that, but if you're going to rock it, I guess you could do worse. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to lean towards Cleaner, and I think Cal has some – I mean, you have to kind of like start those guys, but if you don't have Rashee Rice, if he sits, now what are we doing? I mean, now we start dipping in that bench. And that's going to get real interesting. All right, let's take us down the sewers. Our last place, number 14, 3OD. Big man has been cranking the last couple of weeks. Up against Nick, number 13. Nick got his first taste of, I guess, postseason for us. And losing to old Gobby there. That was a nice shit talking battle too. I appreciated the back and forth there, and then kind of coming together. And it's like you can shit talk each other, and then you come together, and then it's like, all right, let's get back to shitting on each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. It's good bonding. But I'm going 3OD in this, and I mean it's the same thing, same song and dance for Nick. I feel like with this squad, you're going to need somebody to really like outside of James Cook. You need Jordan Love to do something. He's just been so weird up and down. But I don't know. Micah Parsons going down. Maybe we're going to have to like go out there and run more offensive plays because we're playing from behind, especially against Chicago. But what scares me, though, is you got that James Cook against Cleveland there. That's not a great matchup. I know James Cook still usually gets his, but I don't know, man. The Bills are just kind of weird, and I could just see that being a weird fucking game. And, like, when I'm looking at COD's team, like, he's cranky, man. And I know COD, like, if he's this cranky, he definitely doesn't want to get to the Sacco. He's just going to be so cranked that, like, we might have to check in on him. He walked in his room just cranked and cranking, and it's just not healthy. So I feel like COD, like, he knows what's at stake. He's got the experience. He's going to send Nick down. rookie going to his first Sacco appearance there. Fun fact, never been there before, bud. So tell me how it is. And lastly, we got that three-wheeled War Machine trike, number 11 seed, against Bijan Stone, number 12 seed. So I think it's the same song and dance with Trike Squad. I just don't know where it gets done, especially with Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce right now. I mean, I don't know who the backup is for the Chiefs, but I'm not feeling great about that. And there's that Tennessee Titan. God damn it, dude. Io Manor, weird last name, shitty team. Get them off their trike. And if you do that, like, I think that projection gets a little bit closer there. But B. John's like you, I still like your team. If you just need Lamar to actually start doing something, it's just so weird to me that he's not. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if the Ravens are actually going to try to make the playoffs right now, which they still can, it's like a game against New England there, you got to, like, I feel like he's got to show up. If he doesn't, this matchup gets a lot more weird because, I mean, it's kind of the same way for a couple of these guys. Like, Sutton was Mr. Consistent, and now he's kind of been up and down. Lab McConkey, I mean, the San Diego or the Los Angeles Chargers, they're just not throwing the ball as much. So there's just a couple of question marks there. I don't know, though. At the end of the day, I just don't see it happen. And Trike's going to be big wheeling into the sewer there with Nick. That's going to be an interesting little matchup down there. I mean, and for B. Johns and COD, it will be, I'm sure, a huge relief after what we saw last year with that punishment. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see. Don't look at me. But, boys, that's all I got. I wish everybody that's fighting for their lives this week good luck, except for Calvin. No back-to-back. And otherwise, definitely listen to that Podly. I think that was some good shit that Nut put out there. So something that definitely puts things in perspective, makes you think a little bit differently when we're going through this. Because that's what we love to do. You know, it's like, shit, you don't do something for 15 years because it's like whatever to you, you know? It's like a lot of effort. And we put a lot of time not to just the fantasy research or anything like that, but just into this, staying connected. So, you know, at the end of the day, that's what I care about, staying connected with you guys. Of course, competitive, I like beating you too, but, you know, it's all about doing it with you. So, a lesson in learning. All right. I don't give a shit about the other matchups. If you ain't first, you're last, boys.